It is right at 11 o'clock, so I want to get started. Thank y'all so much for being on. For some of you, it may be a little bit earlier than 11. I think I have some participants on the East Coast, so it's right at the noontime hour for you, and I just appreciate your time. I appreciate you caring enough about your health just to listen, just to see what options you have available, to see what change that you can make, especially for the new year as we start a new year. And I just appreciate that, and I appreciate you being here. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Sam. I'm from TeamSam Fitness. I'm an RN, personal trainer, certified TLS weight loss coach. But more importantly, I'm just a mom and a wife who's passionate about teaching you how healthy living can become your new normal, how it can become a lifestyle. You know, if I'm just going to be completely real and honest with you, because y'all know me, for those of you who follow me and who are part of my group and have been a reader for some time, what you see is what you get. You know, sometimes you may see me completely baseball capped out, no makeup, and what you see is what you get. So let me be real with you and say, you know, my personal story is a little bit different from, maybe a little bit different from yours, because I've never battled my weight. Sure, I've graduated clothing sizes before. I'm half of what I've used to be as far as my clothing size, but I've been sick. And so being sick at a very young age in my 20s with two small kids at home, that's what really started my journey and my passion towards taking care of myself first so I could be there for my family and my children. I wanted to watch my kids grow up. They were 3 and 5 at the time whenever I went through colon cancer. But it was more important for me to learn how to be healthy, to build my immune system, to fight disease. You know, I felt like it was up to me. I'm in charge of my body and I'm in control of me. So I felt like it's up to me to make sure I was as healthiest as I can be. And so I feel like that starts with food. You know, I read too much, I researched too much on my own back then. That's been almost 20 years ago. Back then, I just researched and read a lot, and everything that I read came down to what I was eating and the food that I was putting in my mouth. And so finding a program that encompasses all of that I've been struggling with for so many years on trying to put the puzzle pieces together on my own has just really sparred my journey and my mission and my passion that much more. And I'm just really excited to now share that with you. And over the 5 years that I've been coaching this program, just to literally see the hundreds of women who are empowered, who are changed, who've gone through their own journey, and who have come out successful, and they're still successful. And it's something about that confidence that they gain from taking charge and taking control of their life. And that's really what it is. It's just feeling empowered and feeling control over themselves and over their body. So with that, let's get started with TLS. You'll see the first page here of our brochure is Your Guide to a Healthy Weight. That's what TLS is all about. TLS stands for Transitions Lifestyle Solution because it is a solution. And let me say this too, if you're like me, your news feed, your social media feeds are full of weight loss products. Here's the latest, greatest. And I'm not dissing any of those by any means. All I'm saying is it's confusing as heck. And what are we supposed to do? Because do you know, weight loss is a $1 billion business. It's a $1 billion industry. And this is what's so crazy about it, y'all, is that our country has the most to offer as far as weight loss is concerned and products to choose from, all the latest trends and diets. I mean, seriously, if my news feed's full of them, and I feel like yours is too. But do you know, out of that, we also have the highest obesity rate too. Our country has the highest obesity rate. So there's a problem with that. They're missing puzzle pieces. I mean, something is broken for us to have everything available to us and all of the options aside more than any other country, but yet we have the highest obesity rate, and pair that with weight loss is a $1 billion industry. Something's not right, y'all. And it's time for us to break through that fluff and just get rid of the junk that's out there and just really hone in on real food, getting back to the basics. And I've said this before, several of my students will hear me say, y'all, it's time to back up and punt, and let's get back to the basics on what genuinely is the right way and the healthy way. That's why I like the title of this, is Your Guide to a Healthy Weight. So let's get started. So first of all, think about, what are your goals? Why do you want to manage your weight? And one question that's not on here is, how long have you been battling your weight? I've had a client one time tell me that over the course of his lifetime, he probably gained 3,000 pounds and lost it. And he was laughing, of course, with that, but that's true. I mean, how many times have you tried? How many times have you tried all the latest and greatest? But what are your goals? How would it help you? How would your life be different if you reached your ideal weight? Not comparing yourself to somebody in that news feed. That's a completely different webinar about comparison and how we're comparing ourselves to others, and what our news feed looks like with all those pictures of half naked bodies and whatnot. I'm not talking about that's the weight you should shoot for. I'm talking about your ideal weight. What is your ideal weight? Because yours is different than mine. Yours is different from all those pictures that's flooding your news feed too. So think about what your ideal weight is, and how would your life be different if you reach that goal weight? What are you struggling with? I think with moms, this is a biggie for us. Our husbands, spouses, boyfriends, significant others. I mean, really, people, they can think about dieting and the weight falls off. Y'all hear what I'm saying? But what about us, for moms, busy wives, busy working moms? Why do we struggle with our weight? Too much to do for everyone else? That's a raising a hand, right? We're so busy trying to get kids to the ballpark, too busy trying to work that 9 to 5. We're too busy trying to take care of our, grown children, if you know what I'm saying. I don't have time to exercise. That could go back to reason number one. I don't have time to exercise. I don't like to cook. So read through that list. I spend a lot of time at work. Our jobs can just suck us in sometimes. You've tried to diet, but nothing's worked, or you've fallen off the wagon. You've made poor food choices. And those struggles, y'all, can go on and on and on. Well, one thing I try to teach my girls and the students who go through my program is we want to just create healthier habits. We want to really hone in on what your struggles may be. Maybe your top 3 struggles, and let's find easier ways to turn those bad habits into healthier habits. We celebrate non-scale victories a lot over in my coaching group. And those scale victories could be, I tried a new vegetable this week. Those non-scale victories could be, you know what, I got in a 20-minute workout this week. Those are the type of non-scale victories and habits that we want to create. Motion, moving forward. That's all it's about, is progress, just moving forward. And you know what they say about that? Just keep moving, and it'll keep happening. Because here, I'm here to tell you, it's not all about the scales. It's not about the numbers. Those numbers and those scales are too controlling. They got way too much control and power over us. So what we want to look at are, what are you struggling with, and what can we do to change it, and what can we do to improve it? And weight management is not a one-size-fits-all program. That's another big problem I see with too many industry diets, is they try to fit us into what's working for them. And that's not necessarily the case, because, again, if our ideal weight is not the same, then nor how we get there should be the same. But one thing that we have noticed a lot with the trends is that weight loss too many times is really quickly, and it focuses too much on weight loss. Now you may be thinking, I thought that's the whole point, is weight loss. But think about it seriously. I mean, you've probably lost weight before, right? But were you able to keep it off? How did you feel whenever you lost the weight? Did you lose some energy? But more importantly, and this is what we talk about a lot, is, did you lose some muscle mass with that? Because whenever we go on a diet, okay, which usually promotes eating less, okay, isn't that what we think about whenever we diet? I'm going to cut back. I'm going to skip meals. All I got to eat is salads, right? I'm dieting, so I've got to eat salads. But what happens a lot of times is we're not eating enough, which all we're going to do, y'all, is shoot ourselves in the foot, because whenever we're not supplying our body with the food source, the fuel source, the energy that it needs, it's got to pull energy from somewhere. And so usually that energy source is pulled from your muscle. Okay? Look right here. I want you to see this part right here that says muscle dictates metabolism. That is huge, y'all, because if you lose muscle mass, okay, according to this, if we lose muscle mass, those muscles are going to atrophy a little bit. They're going to weaken. All of our energy source is going to be pulled out of that muscle. So what's going to happen? What is the result of that? We're going to lose our metabolism. Our metabolism is going to slow way down, okay? So do y'all see that vicious cycle whenever we don't eat enough, whenever we calorie count, or really calorie restrictive diets, no cal, low carb kind of things, which is our energy source. What happens is we may lose weight quickly, but a lot of times it's water weight, but more times it's muscle. So what we want to focus on is, instead of focusing on weight loss, we're going to focus on fat loss, okay? So there are strategies and there's ways to build a little bit of lean muscle. I'm not talking about one Arnold, y'all. I'm talking about just supplying your muscles with what it needs. Everybody wants to tone up, right? Everybody wants to be lean, mean, you know what I'm saying? Everybody likes the body shape. So that's all we're going to focus on. It's just really building lean muscle. So we're going to eat enough to fuel that muscle. But in the meantime, we're going to be losing inches, and you're going to see that the weight come off, okay? But more importantly, your clothes are going to fit better. Your waist size is going to shrink a little bit. You're going to be going down in your clothes size, and you're going to feel better, okay? So there are 4 components to TLS. Let's go through that. The first is low glycemic impact eating. And all this means is the glycemic index is a standard of measurement, okay, of how quickly foods turn to sugar in our body. So simply enough, let's think about opposite ends of that scale. Honey, pure sugar. So of course it's going to skyrocket your blood sugar. Sure, it can be natural, but it's still pure sugar, just like table sugar. Okay, well then what else might fall into that category? You got pastries, donuts, your sweets, your sodas, sugar. Spikes your blood sugar really quickly, okay? Whereas proteins, vegetables, doesn't turn to sugar very quickly in your body, if at all. It's not going to raise that blood sugar, okay? So whenever that happens, think about what happens whenever you raise and lower your blood sugar. What happens with your energy? Your energy's falling, okay? So following the low glycemic impact eating, we really just want to learn how to stabilize that blood sugar, prevent the spikes, prevent that insulin release, and then remember, if your blood sugar is like this, y'all, your energy level is going to be like that too. So that's the main component, is low glycemic impact eating. The second is body composition. We talked about that. Fat loss instead of weight loss. The third is science-based supplementation. Of course, people always ask me, are supplements required? No, you can lose weight without them. You can follow food plans and nutrition plans all day long. You don't need them. But here's the deal. They have a purpose. The supplements can help you reach your goals quicker. If you're struggling in certain areas, the supplements can help get you through that, okay? So a lot of times where people say, I don't do supplements, I can do without, I can just eat, you know, like I'm supposed to. But the supplements fill in the gaps for what you may be missing nutritionally. Can we all get in 6 to 10 cups of vegetables a day? Probably not. Even if we're trying our best. Sometimes it's just not possible. So that's why I love the supplements, because they're science-based and they fill in the gaps of what you may be missing. And they're just going to help you get over the hump. They'll help you get over some hurdles along the way, okay? And the last is education, because here is about, I'm teaching you how to live without me. I want, again, to empower you, to teach you how to make those healthy habits, because to start, it's really funny, as people join my program, they're texting me from the grocery store. Can I eat this? They're sending me pictures of food labels. Can I eat this? Can I eat that? And I'm going to answer them, but I'm going to teach them what to look for on their own. And then as the program continues and they're getting a little bit further and further along, I'm not hearing from them as much because they now are comfortable and confident enough to make those decisions on their own. And y'all, when that happens, it's magical. And now that you can just see their confidence coming back and they feel good about making those choices and they don't have to call me anymore. And it's not about calling me. I don't care. You can text or call me anytime. But it's about empowering you. Knowledge is power, y'all. And it's about you making those decisions because whenever you become knowledgeable and feel comfortable and confident in that and making those decisions, guess what? It's going to start spreading to your family because that's who you want to help first, right? Or the people in your own house. So it's going to start spreading outwards to your family. And then it's going to start happening to your friends. You can't help but teach them something. You can't help but share that knowledge and share that passion with them now that you've learned something. Okay? So that's the four components of TLS. Now let's talk a little bit more about low glycemic impact eating. So what I want you to look at, this is that spike that I was showing you about. So our blood sugar, whenever we stay in the fat burning zone, this is our fat burning zone, okay? So we want to go straight across here to keep our energy level good, okay? Because how many times have we had that afternoon slump? And here's why. Whenever we spike our blood sugar by eating those higher glycemic index foods, okay, it spikes our blood sugar, it releases insulin, and causes fat storage. And what we want to do is transition from fat storage to fat burning. Everybody wants to be in the fat burning zone, right? So that's what we're trying to do, is simply tweak the way we eat a little bit, maybe tweak our timing a little bit on what we eat, how we eat, when we eat, so we can prevent the spike, because whenever this spike happens, the fat storage is going to happen because of the sugar spike. Well, then what normally happens here a few minutes later? Our energy level plummets. It's because that sugar spiked and then that sugar's plummeted. So our energy level follows right behind it. Remember that. Where your sugar goes, your energy is going to. So we want to eat to keep our blood sugar balanced and keep our energy level balanced and to keep our body from going in that fat storing mode. We want to transition and get it into a fat burning mode. So what are your options? That's what I love about TLS Weight Loss Solutions, because you've got several options. Again, it's not a one size fits all. So it's just about finding what works for you. We've got different food plans, different supplements, and just kind of putting it together, putting all those puzzle pieces together that's customizable for you. One that we have is called a 21-day challenge. I know a lot of my people have done that. It's just 3 weeks worth where you've got 2 phases. One is a detox, cleansing the body, cleansing the system, getting all the junk out of the trunk, if you know what I'm saying, okay? And just really, it's a detoxification process for your body. And just pull all that out of your tissues. And I'm telling you, after detox, so many of my people are telling me, I mean, even after like 5 or 6 days, they're sleeping better, feeling better. My older people who may have some arthritic problems, you know, my knees aren't hurting as bad. It's going to get all that junk out, y'all. So I love doing a 4 to 7 day detox. And that's what the 21-day challenge is about. Is the first day is just really purging your body of all those toxins. And then you move on to phase 2, which is fat burning phase. So everything is provided for you. Your meal plan tells you what to eat. And that's the beauty of all of our nutrition plans, is that 2 things. For one, you've got access to all of this on my coaching site. I'm going to give you that link. Some of you may know it, but I'm going to give you that link, as well as anytime you go through my program, we're going to match the correct food plan to what you may need. But this is phase 2 of that 3-week program. And really, with the 3-week program, it's a jump start, it's a boost. You've got an event coming up, you've got spring break coming up, which is right around the corner, and you just need to literally just give your body a jump start. Now, for some people, this may be all they need. They don't have much weight to lose, and they just want to learn 2 or 3 new little habits and what they can do to literally just give their body a jump start. For the most part, I like to keep my people going. And they want to keep going. They see how easy it is. They see how much better they're feeling, how better their clothes are feeling just after doing 3 weeks worth, and they want to keep going. A lot of times, even if my people are going through a 12-week program, I like to start them out on a 21-day jump start. Again, it's just something quick to get them going, okay? There's more about the detox. The detox is a plan itself. A lot of my people, again for spring break, they don't have 3 weeks. They just want to do a 7-day cleanse. A lot of people after the holidays, okay, or before the holidays, or especially after, you got Thanksgiving, you got Christmas, you know, I don't have to say much more about that. They come out of those holidays and they need to cleanse. They need to detox. And that's all it is just changing the oil in your car, okay? It's just cleaning and changing those filters and getting all of that junk out and giving yourself a good cleanse. Fat shredder. It's another one of our nutrition programs. And again, what we like to do, depending on what your own profile, I'm gonna mention that here in a bit, what your profile says about you and your personal recommendations, we progress you. We may or may not start you on a detox. It just kind of depends on where you are and what your profile says, what your recommendations are. Okay. So we may start you out with a detox, and then we may progress you to fat shredder, and then we may progress you to the next meal plan. Or we may just do fat shredder. It's a 2-week program. We may just do the fat shredder by itself. The whole point of all this, I'm not going to go into too much detail about each one of these nutrition plans because, again, you have access to every one of these. The whole point is just to show you what your options are. And then, again, it's totally customizable to what they are. But that's our fat shredder program. Rapid results. This is a common one. I like to start my people out on a detox first. And then we may or may not do the fat shredder, but a lot of times we end up on the rapid results. Simply because it's easier, it's an easier transition. If you are a bit leery of starting and a detox may just be too much for me, or I don't know if I want to go into it that quickly, or you just may not, if you got a commitment level, let's say of 5 or 6 out of 1 to 10, and you're just ready to make the jump yet. The rapid results is a great plan for you to eat into, to start making some better habits, creating some healthier habits, and just to transition into just to see how you like it. And then you may want to detox later. But if you'll notice here, rapid results, the average weight loss is 2 to 3 pounds. This is not a quick fix, y'all. It can be, depending on which plan you do, but for the most part, we're looking for the long haul here. We're looking to lose weight on a longer period of time because that's whenever you increase your success rate of it staying off, okay, of those pounds staying off, because it's not just about losing the pounds. It's not just about the numbers on the scale. It's about the education and learn how to keep the weight off yourself without constantly having to diet again. Amen? Y'all hear me? It's time to get off the dieting roller coaster. So if you'll notice, 2 to 3 pounds is average here for this particular plan. A lot of my people stick with this plan. Even after the program, a lot of my people stick with this plan. The next one that I would progress you to is the Sure and Steady. I have some people right out of the gate start with the Sure and Steady. The Sure and Steady, the difference between that one and the rapid results, the Sure and Steady has grains. And that's something that I teach you about, which grains to choose. Whole grains, whole wheat, long grain, again, lots of different confusing choices out. So that's part of the education, is teaching you which ones are better than others, which one are better choices. And the Sure and Steady allows grains as a part of the plan. So if you're typically going with the rapid results, we may stay with that one for about 6 weeks. Pull those grains and pull that gluten out of your diet for just a little while. Check for some gluten sensitivities to see how your body reacts, and then we're going to slowly progress. And that's all this is about, is pulling some stuff away, eliminating some stuff at first, and then we're going to slowly progress you and add things back in, okay? So a lot of times, a lot of people will stay on the rapid results, and they may teeter back and forth with Sure and Steady a little bit. Again, it's a personal option, because after you've been on the program for a good 6 to 8 weeks, you're going to know your body, and you're going to know what your body responds to. And if you add grains back in and you start experiencing some stomach upset and bloating, well, then we know, I may need to stick with the rapid results. So that just gives you an idea of some options and some choices that you may have. Continued commitment after the program, just to keep on, to give you some guidelines. But I always tell my people, coming on about week 8, 9, 10 of the 12 weeks, it's time to throw your paper away. That's the education part. And you're not even gonna need your paper by then. Just like you're gonna not start needing me less, you're gonna need your guideline by then too. And that's all this is a guideline, y'all. It just let you Gives you some ideas. It's not, I don't like to say it's necessarily a list of do's and don'ts necessarily, but it gives you some guidelines. So how do you know which plan and which supplements are right for you? The free weight loss profile. I'm going to share that link with you here in just a bit on completing the free weight loss profile. It is on my coaching site. That is tlsslim.com/TeamSam, but you'll see it in writing here in a second. You're going to answer some questions. It's going to take you probably 3 minutes to complete that profile, but I get a copy of that profile, and it helps me to know how to help you better. It's going to tell you what your recommended food plan is. It's going to tell you what your top 3 recommended supplements are, all based on your answers. Because again, remember, it's not a one-size-fits-all. So I have these in paper. I've had people fill out these paper profiles before, like if I've gone to an office for a lunch and learn, or I've gone into businesses, a home, to get you started. I've got these on paper as well as on the coaching site. So let's talk about the supplements a little bit. Of course, I've said before, you can live without supplements, but who would want to whenever they can help you and they have purpose? So again, these are our top supplements here. Willpower in a bottle. That's the core that we talk about. That is the foundation of our program. That's why they call it the core. It helps with hormone balances, that leptin, that hunger hormone, the hunger and fullness hormones. That's what it's about, is helping you with those cravings. It's that willpower in a bottle. We've got the Axe. That's our stress management formula. No, it's not an antidepressant. It's just got some herbals in there that can help to regulate those stress hormones. If you've got some low thyroid issues that could be slowing your metabolism down, that is the T in the Axe here. It's thyroid management. It's got the stress formula, which is going to help your cortisol levels. Because if you got cortisol spinning around in your blood too much from, remember we mentioned work, how it can suck you in sometimes, and running back and forth to all these extracurricular activities, that cortisol is just surging through our veins, which can slow our metabolism, make it harder for us. So I love the Axe and what it can help do as a result of regulating those hormones. Slow metabolism. Thermochrome. It's got Avandra Z in it. It's got a little bit of caffeine to help you give you a metabolism boost, to help give you an extra boost of energy throughout the day. It's a fat burner. We've got CLA, which helps to target visceral fat. Now, it does say target stubborn belly fat, but it's more so that visceral fat that's around your middle that's sometimes hard to get off. Being completely honest with you, it works better when you exercise. If you're not planning on exercising, don't take the CLA. And the last we have is the green coffee and with Garcinia cambogia. This takes that fat, that stored fat, and it helps to turn it and burn it for energy. Okay, so if you'll see really quickly, that just goes over the gist of what our supplements do. Now, whenever you fill out the weight loss profile, it's going to give you your top 3 recommended supplements based on your answers. And then once I get a copy of your profile, I'm going to look over that and I'm going to email you too, and then we'll discuss it even further, based on your answers. But also the protein shake is considered a supplement. That's why we use the word supplement a little bit too vaguely, because the shake's considered a supplement. The shakes are a part of your meal plan. No, we're not a shake diet, but the shakes are just a good way for you to make sure that you are getting enough protein. Because remember, if our hormones are out of whack and we've dieted off and on most of our adult life, we've lost weight before and we've regained that weight back, our muscles are suffering a little bit. Remember, and our metabolism may be slowed a little bit as a result. So we just want to make sure that we are fueling our body, we're fueling those muscles, build a little lean muscle, and that you're going to see that metabolism skyrocket. And when that happens too, you're going to see your energy levels going up. So we do have 2 different types of protein. They're very clean protein, hormone protein. This is the one here in extra that most of my weight loss participants go with, because it's got 10 grams of fiber. And again, it's getting healthy from the inside out. And we're talking about digestion, cleaning the junk out of the trunk. So that's why I love the 10 grams of fiber. This whey shake and the travel packets do not have the fiber. So that's the difference in the 2 of those. But again, once you fill out your profile, I get the answers. We'll go over that in more detail about which one may be best for you. More tools that you have available. The Health Guide and Journal. Oh my gracious, y'all. This book is probably about 250 pages. It's literally a workbook, and it is chock full of, seriously, y'all, everything you need from start to finish. You could do this without me using that book alone. And studies show, too, that the more you journal and the more you write down, the better your success rate. So I always recommend adding journal for 25 bucks. It's totally worth it. So lastly, we have the TLS Slim site. That is my coaching site. So make sure whenever you put in tlsslim.com/TeamSam, so I'm going to be your coach. I'm going to be the one mentoring you, and I'm going to be the one coaching you. So just make sure you see my name there. But again, there's so much information on there. All these meal plans, food list, your weight loss profile, recipes. There's probably 3 pages worth of videos, and it correlates with your workbook here, with your health guide and journal, broken down into 12 weeks. And so you've got those correlating videos that go right along with your journal. So you could literally go with your journal, go to the TLS Slim site, watch the accompanying video, find recipes, exercises, it's got everything for you. So with that, are you ready? Woohoo! Are you excited? This is it. This is the first step, y'all, that you've taken, is just getting on here and learning a little bit more about it and taking control of your weight, taking control, more importantly, of your health. So how do you start? What's next? Okay, so we talked about the profile. Complete the free profile, tlsslim.com/TeamSam. I'm going to get a copy, and then we'll talk about it. Join my private coaching group. This is instrumental too. Camaraderie and being around other like-minded people who are just like you is instrumental in helping you be successful. It's accountability, it's support, and I'm in and out of there almost every day posting tips, weight loss tips, nutrition tips, exercises, and everybody else is too. Everybody else shares, maybe the latest salad dressing or sharing recipes. Great source for you. So make sure you get in there. Become a TLS coach. It's possible. I didn't know any of this whenever I first started. All I had done was internet search on my own, just trying to find everything I could find out about wellness and nutrition. So again, whenever TLS really came to me, it had all of those missing puzzle pieces for me. I had a love of food and nutrition at the time because I had been sick, and I wanted to move forward, and I wanted to learn more I could. So becoming a TLS weight loss coach and a health coach was the perfect marriage for me. So if you are interested in that, I'm looking to mentor 2 people for sure to pay it forward. If you've been through the journey, if you've been through TLS before, and people are already asking you, you're probably already telling them anyhow. Remember, becoming that coach and getting paid to do it. Why not? It's a perfect marriage, and it's a perfect win-win. Okay, so I'm going to host another webinar 2 weeks from today on April the 6th, same time, 11 o'clock. There is the link for that. And whenever you get your follow-up email with the recording of this webinar, I'm going to have these links in that email too for you as well. Okay, so but screenshot that if you need to. But you'll need to register because, again, spaces are limited for that Become a Coach webinar as well. And I'll give you more details, more information on how you might do that, get products at cost, all that good stuff. So connect with me. Again, TeamSamFitness.com. I'm in there every week posting articles. There's a lot of information in there about the glycemic index and more specifically what it is. So whenever you get to my website, click on the blog, click on the search bar, search glycemic index, search TLS. Tons of information for you there as well. And follow me on Instagram. I'm at TeamSamFit. Not in there every day like I need to be, but I'm in there probably once a day, sometimes more. Just tips again. I may post some exercises, but just connect with me. I'd love to get to know you. I'll follow you back because that's what it's about again. It's just about reaching out to you, being here for you, and watching you start your own journey. And just watching your life change as well, because I know how much it's changed mine. I know how much the program has changed so many people around me, and that's what it's all about. It's just helping each other. That's all it's about. But I look so forward to meeting you, your profile. Make sure you get that done. Get in my Facebook group if you're not already. And again, I thank you so much. Please reach out if you have any questions. You can email me at teamsamfit@gmail.com. But again, you will get an email with all these links to that. Just reply to it, ask me questions, whatever you need, y'all. That's what I'm here for. And thank you so much again. And I hope to see you soon. Bye, y'all.